Hey guys, just a quick little tip here with the RX-7. It's been a long time since I last posted, but that's because, I've been in college and stuff, but have been making progress on this thing. Cleaning up a lot of wires. It's not pretty, but it's much better than before. But the main topic is getting stuff on your dash cluster to work. So when you do an ECU swap, like I did, so I did Haltech Nexus R3. So that meant that I needed to get new ignition coils because the Haltech, to my knowledge, cannot drive stock RX-7 ignition coils. So I went with IGN-1A coils. But whether you go with that or LS coils or whatever, if you remove the stock ignition coils, then what you're going to lose is the tachometer. Oops, sorry, horn. You're going to lose the tachometer and not related to the coils, but in general, you will most likely lose your coolant temp gauge as well. The other stuff, this is a Series 5 RX-7, just for context. The other stuff like oil pressure, battery voltage, fuel sender, and speedometer, those should still be working. They were for me. I did not. For the fuel sender, I had to modify the wiring to the fuel pump a bit, since the Nexus R3 has high current outputs for that. So I left, it's a 4-pin connector. I think 2 wires are for the fuel level sender, 2 wires are for the fuel pump. So I modified only the wires for the fuel pump. So the level sender is still working. I can't speak to its accuracy. It's the same as when I got this car stock. But yeah, so main objective is getting your signals for your tachometer working again and for the coolant temp gauge. So the tachometer works based on an output from the trailing ignition coils. That's gone. They are here. Wonderful. And yeah, so I just disconnected them. I did not rip out the old ignition wiring, but there was a spare wire. Yeah, so there was this black barrel connector right here. It was separate from these, which did connect to the trailing ignition coil. But the main important thing is this yellow wire with a blue stripe. Now, lighting's kind of sucking right now. Thanks. But so I can't get a good focus. Okay, there it is. So yeah, this wire is really important, and it splits off from this connector. So what I did and what worked for me was I left these connectors alone. You can isolate them, clip them off and isolate them if you want. I don't care enough to do that. So what I did is I clipped off the black barrel connector, stripped the wire, and connected it to, on the Haltech, it's the digital pulse output 1 wire. Now, any of the DPOs, that's what it stands for. Any of the DPO wires on the Nexus R3 should work. If you're running an Elite Series ECU, then make sure you use DPO 1, since that's designated for the tachometer. And if you just connect these wires and in your Haltech settings set tachometer function on and the wiring to DPO 1, then it should work without any issues. You just need to play around with the needle sweep, because this engine, or the tachometer, as you can see, goes up to 9,000 RPM. Not that the engine revs that high. I want it revving at 8,500, but that's neither here nor there. To get it calibrated right, you set the needle sweep to whatever number gets it to sweep all the way without, going too far. It's not going to, mechanically, I don't think it can go past 9, but you want the needle sweep to just touch 9 for a second and then back off. If it's holding at 9 for super long, then think about it as like it's overshooting. But the number I reached, the number I used for my sweep RPM was like 10,650 or 670 or somewhere around there. It just takes trial and error to get it roughly in the area you want, and that gets you a pretty accurate tachometer reading. You can verify it against NSP, and yeah, so that'll get your tachometer working. that's pretty much it. It works pretty smooth and